County, and then also portions of Sebastian County as well. We've got a debris ball on the southeast side of Poto. Hold on. On the Max 1 computer, if I could take over the mouse for a second. There we go. Okay. So this is the rotating storm. We've got debris being lofted up into the air. I can show you that right now. Here's our debris tracker. There it is. Limbs, possibly damage, coming up into the air, being lofted up into the air. This is your debris ball where that tornado is now confirmed. Here's Gilmore, here's Trestle Ford. This is east central of Floor County, away from Poto. Poto, we are fine, and Howe, we're okay. But this is coming right towards the hillside right now. Tornado on the ground coming right into Sugarloaf. I'll be able to back this up just a little bit more. Let's take a look at the whole path of this storm. Once again, southern Sebastian County, anywhere from Hartford, Midland, Mansfield, and even Greenwood. Greenwood on the south side of town, this is where we're also included in this tornado warning, but we've got a tornado on the ground right now in east central LeFlore County, picking up debris as we speak. A lot of lightning with this storm too. Now, not everyone's going to get the rotation, but we've got some hail reporting too. This is large hail, now golf ball sized hail coming into Hartford as well. So this storm not only is putting down a tornado, but we're also getting that hail that's coming in and crossing the state line into southern Sebastian County right now. So Hartford, you guys are coming in within the next 6 to 7 minutes. Be on the lookout for this storm. You see the green right here? That's kind of the hillside of Sugarloaf. So this is going to cross right over the mountain and then right into Hartford. Let's zoom in a little bit closer. Trestle Ford, West Hartford, hail coming in for you guys. Let me put up the rotation. There you go. So this is coming in right there towards the mountain. There's the mountain, there's Sugarloaf. Debris ball, tornado on the ground coming right into Trestle Ford, West Hartford, Hartford, Frogtown. You need to make sure that you're in your tornado safe spot. Right now, this is coming within the next 10 minutes, coming right into Hartford. I'll show you kind of the loop of this as it's been moving in from the central part of LeFlore County. This storm is really wrapping up, you guys. You see the uptick in that rotation too, coming right out of Howe. But now Poto, Heavener, Howe, anywhere along 59, we're good. This is now east of town. There between the slopes of some of the ridges of the Washita's and coming in right to Sugarloaf. This is falling 96 and 83. We got Cedarville Church right here. This is let's see, Route 83, Apex, Arkansas, West Hartford, Arkansas. This is where that rotation is coming in. Newest scan, I'm going to pull up the debris once again. The debris signature, newest scan, has now gone down in its intensity. This thing may be lifting up. It may be getting off the ground. Let me go ahead and we're going to put this in motion. You guys saw just a second ago. Let's see. There you go. Okay, you see that debris, how it spikes there for a second? It looks like we had a quick touchdown there near Monroe. As it's coming into the mountainside, there was Sugarloaf. I know it's hard to see, but right there is where you had that debris ball. And notice that blue starts to go away for a second. You get that touch of blue, and then it goes away. This thing may be weakening or trying to lift off the ground, but there's a lot of rotation with this storm. A lot of times that's what happens with these tornadoes. They drop down for a little bit, they pick up, and they could drop down. But right now, it's not getting as much debris, and it's in the radar beam at this moment. There's still a lot of heavy rain, and there's also some hail being picked up too. You see kind of the scattered color here? That is heavy hail, large hail coming into Hartford and eventually Midland. Right here is where you see the mountain, kind of the radar hitting the mountain. But we've got hail coming in to Hartford and Midland, and then that rotating storm, they're just now leaving Monroe. I'll pull up the rotation tracker as well. We'll go do this a loop too. See its trajectory as it's moving. There, Monroe's about right here. Monroe in LeFlore County. Watching that tornado that was on the ground. Not sure if it's still on the ground, but this potentially has the possibility to keep touching down and lifting back up. But this is coming right towards the mountain and Hartford, especially on the north side of Hartford, right there on the foothills of Sugarloaf. Midland, you need to make sure that you're in your tornado safe place as well. But we do have a tornado that was at least on the ground, may still be, right now in LeFlore County. It looks like the rotation's also weakening just a touch for us. But there's that debris signature and there's that rotation right now. Let me hop out. We're going to do kind of a quick view overall. This is that golf ball sized hail though coming right into Hartford too. So rotation on the southern slopes, and then we've got some hail there on the east side of the storm. But also new coming in, we all need to know about it. Tornado watch in effect for the entire river valley now. Northwest Arkansas has not been included at this time because these storms may come in and they may weaken just a little bit more northwest than do in the river valley, because we haven't had as much rain in Fort Smith and Van Buren. Now, of course, I know we're getting rain at this moment, but when you take the whole day, we haven't had as much rain as we've had in Benton County and Washington County. But a new tornado watch for west central Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma. This now also includes Sequoyah County and LaFleur County. This includes Crawford County, Franklin County, Johnson County, Logan County, Sebastian County, and Scott County. Even Pope and Yale counties are included with this as well. But a new tornado watch coming in because we're still watching this nasty line develop. This is going to continue to fill in. Sometimes there's a pocket in between these storms. That's not going to be the case later tonight. But this line is going to hit everyone 8 to 9 o'clock. But right now we've got our own tornado warning, once again, coming in to southern Sebastian County. It's just about to cross the state line. Poteau, Heavener, we're okay. That storm just barely missed us. But Monroe, we possibly had a tornado touchdown coming in towards the state line right as you're crossing towards Hartford. All right, I'm going to look at the debris signature once again. Yeah, we really got really messy. This tornado may be off the ground now, but it looked like about 5 minutes ago we had a brief touchdown in Monroe. If you've got family in the Monroe area, give them a call, check in on them, make sure that they're okay. We're going to see if we can get more reports of damage, because there was a good debris ball. We were seeing something being lifted up to the air, whether it's tree branches or whether if it's even infrastructure being lifted up. But we had that intense debris ball there. Now it's really dissipated. This fuzzy yellow shows you massive hail that's falling right now in southern Sebastian County. This is coming right in towards Hartford and Midland, anywhere on the southern slopes of Sugarloaf, Apex, West Hartford, anywhere along Highway 45 as you're headed north to Midland. Montreal, you've got there's that Sugarloaf Lake on the northern fringes of Sugarloaf Mountain. Let me zoom in just a little bit more. Here's the rotation tracker too. Let's move this over. Has severely weakened already. Man, that was a quick spin up. And we got that tornado on the ground. Here's zoom in a little bit more. Anywhere between Trestle Ford and Gilmore. Monroe's about here, but now when we're looking eastbound, we've got that general rotation coming in all over the state line. Apex and West Hartford. You guys are still in this tornado warning. You need to make sure that you're in a tornado safe spot. Just because we're not seeing the debris ball at this time doesn't mean we're good, because tornadoes like to kind of bounce around a lot of times, especially when you got terrain like this in eastern LaFleur County, in between, Sugarloaf and some of the fringes of the Ouachitas. But West Hartford and Hartford is where you need to be making sure that you're in your tornado safe spot. We got Frogtown on the way within the next minute or two coming into West Hartford, and then maybe 2 to 3 minutes for the actual town of Hartford itself, the heart of Hartford. But we're still also in that tornado warning in Witcherville, Dayton, Mansfield, Midland, and then even Greenwood, especially on the south side of Greenwood. We're in that tornado warning as well as this storm continues to move northeast. All right, we got a couple reports of damage. We've got some water rescues going on, and there has been some damage now reported in Monroe. Once again, that's eastern LaFleur County with that quick touchdown that we had, and this storm continues to press east, but we're not noticing as much rotation right now. Let's go back to the debris ball signature. Yeah, I'm not seeing it quite as much. I'll show you that quick loop. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Sometimes it's good to see the past couple of frames to help indicate what may happen next. You see that debris right there? That little circle with blue? That is right where. So if we're sending any crews, right there towards Gilmore Road, there on, you're just outside of Howell. Right there in Monroe is where we had that brief touchdown, right here. Yep. And then it starts to get messy. That's just some of the hail that's now falling on the backside of that tornado touchdown. But now that we're looking eastbound, we're not getting that signature like we were. Now, there could be something where some of the hillsides start to block. If Sugarloaf can block some of that, that may also reduce our vision right now. But at the very least, we still have some rotation crossing the state line into southern Sebastian County, Hartford, Apex, West Hartford, Mansfield, Huntington, you need to be on your safe place zone. And with hail like this is some large hail. New scan coming in, even larger there. You see that dark blue? That's about golf ball sized hail coming in. Reading this report, we've got trees down, damage to roads and damage to houses in and around Monroe. Car hydro plant on Highway 59, that's near the Long Lake Resort.
I could get Champ.
And water crews. It'll mess with the...
Oh, it will.
Yeah. Darren, you may be able to do it on the other computer, though, Max 2. But here's that hail reporting right there coming into Hartford. Hail eventually coming into Mansfield in the next about 10 minutes. So hail about 10 minutes for us in Mansfield, about 15 minutes for Dayton. Midland, we're kind of getting skimmed. We could get some of that hail, but a lot of it's a little bit farther south on the highway as you head on 45 out of town. Once you head on 45 and you wrap around the hill into Hartford is where that hail really picks up for us. New scan coming in, maybe a little bit weaker, but that's still severe hail. That's damaging hail. All you need hail to be is at least quarter-sized hail to do damage to vehicles, windshields, and we've got larger hail than that. The light blue to about the white is about your quarter-sized hail, but this medium blue and dark blue is where you get closer to ping-pong-sized ball hail, and then golf ball-sized hails with some of these storms. New tornado warning being reissued to kind of trim things up. This includes Midland, Fox Hill, Hartford, Mansfield, Dayton, and if we go a little bit more north, still Greenwood. We're still going to include the south side of Greenwood, but anyone out of just south of Greenwood on 71 towards Fox Hill, believe we're still including Witcherville and Huntington included in that. Dayton Road coming out of Witcherville. We have that tornado warning. You guys need to make sure that you're in your tornado safe spot. I'll show you the velocity. We can look at the rotation of this storm as it's coming in. It is weaker, but still enough that we need to be on the lookout. And we've already put down a tornado with this storm. Confirmed tornado damage reports. Look how that rotation does weaken a little bit. Of course, you're coming into the mountainside. You see these red pockets here? That's where it gets very difficult for the radar to see because it's actually hitting the mountain. So it is going to be just messy. But we've got that spinning rotation there, right over in Monroe and Gilmore. This thing's kind of just wrapping up and almost headed a little bit more northeast, but coming there right over the hill. So it's going to be difficult for us to see. And then down here with this red pocket a little bit, that's more hail coming into Hartford. But you still need to be in your tornado safe spot here in southern Sebastian County, where we really watched this cell wrap up, put down a tornado, got damage reporting in Monroe, and then headed north and east right into Midland, Mansfield, and Dayton. Getting some of our crews ready. We've got 422 people without power right now in the Howe area. So this thing touched down, it looks like, near Howe, and then coming right into the Monroe area. Let me get up a couple more systems. Right now you're looking at the velocity as this thing continues to wrap and cross the state line right now. A lot of lightning too. Man, it is loud for us. But power outages now in eastern LaFleur County. This does not include Poto or Cameron, but this is right over the Monroe area and Sugarloaf. That's where we've had this rotation, a lot of lightning and that hail coming in as well. We'll take a look at just the rotation itself. This is honestly getting super messy now, which is good. Shear's kind of picking up a random pocket towards the mountainside, but our rotation really is right here, right over the mountain. But it's going to be difficult for us to see as that radar beam hits the mountain. Let's go back to a wide view. Let's see what everyone's got going on at this hour, and then we'll zoom right back in. But monster just lightning right now coming into Sebastian County. This does not include Fort Smith. Van Buren and Fort Smith, we're going to be clear. I believe we got the outage map. Whenever you guys want to bring it up, there it is. Those are the outages. You see that red polygon there, anywhere from Forest Hill north on 59 into Howe. The Howe High School area, we have some power outages as well. On the right-hand side, you see the customers affected. We have 422 homes that are without power right now, but up and down 59, this is just outside Poto. I mean, once you head south of the fairgrounds is where we start to pick up some of those power outages. Head on 59 right into Howe, and those continue on, but they start to cut off by the time you get to Huebner. But once again, we got power outages likely due to that tornado that had touched down right over Monroe. Once again, from emergency management, there are trees down across the roads and damages to houses in and around the Monroe area. A car hydroplaned on 59 near Long Lake Resort. I believe that's a little bit more on the north side. And a water rescue crew is en route. Poteau Mountain Road has trees across the road, and we'll get more updates from the emergency management crews. But Poteau Mountain Road is where we've got some trees crossing the road. Trees are down. It's very easy for us to take down trees today because we are soaked. Guys, it is so easy. Even a 50 to 60 mile per hour wind can knock down some trees. All right, let's go back to the radar. We'll bring up power outages off and on here this evening. But this is that tornadic storm that dropped a tornado over Monroe. There is damage right now in eastern Leflore County. Lots of lightning with this cell. You need to still be making sure that you're in your tornado-safe spot in Mansfield, Hartford, and Midland, Huntington, Witcherville, Dayton. You guys in southern Sebastian County have got to be on the lookout for this storm. Getting more reports, just roads and houses still damaged in Monroe. Confirmed by spotters, confirmed by emergency crews, and of course confirmed by the radar. You guys saw that debris ball that came in. Let me put this on a loop. This is our hail tracker. That's something we're also concerned about right now. Let's loop this. See that hail pocket coming in. So the one that's moving is the current timestamp with the radar, but I left on the trail. You can see that trail of hail that we've had all the way from Worcester and Heavener, anywhere from about that Ford dealership on the south side of Poteau towards Carl Albert, and then southbound is where we've had some of that hail. New severe thunderstorm warning now includes northern Scott County and southwestern Logan County. See this yellow box? That includes Boonville, includes Tate, and just north of Oliver. But large hail coming in and crossing towards Mansfield. We may not get as much of that hail in Huntington and Greenwood and Dayton. It looks like this hail pocket is going to head more farther towards the south. Let me get you the latest timing on this part of the storm, and then we'll take a look at the rotation. It looks like the hail is taking a little bit more of a southerly track, almost due east, but compared to where it was, it's starting to make more of that right-hand turn. But Elm Park, 6:03, about 20 minutes for us. Tate, about 25 to 30 minutes before the hail reaches you guys. But some of this hail may come into Mansfield a bit within the next 5 minutes. But it looks like the hail is going to be a little bit larger there on the southern edge of Tate. Getting some things ready over here as well. All right, we'll take you back to the velocity. All right, we still have some rotation there popping up again. It's probably going to come in and out because of the hillsides with Sugarloaf and Poteau Mountain. Got rotation reporting over West Hartford, and Frogtown. Taking a look at the debris signature too. That's messy. Hard to tell. Some of this is hail. But we still have that general rotation coming out of West Hartford and right into Hartford too. Let's see. A lot of lightning as well. All right, so if you guys are anywhere between West Hartford, there on 96, coming right into the Hartford, you know, the city office, the town hall there. You've got the Hartford Music Company, that historical site, and there's the Hugs and Biscuits and Alon gas station there. As you're taking a right there on Broadway Street is where we're noticing some of the most rotation right now as it's moving east. Southern Sebastian County tornado warning until 6:15, about 30 minutes away. So unless this thing wraps up, but no longer a tornado warning for Leflore County. To Leflore County, we are now completely done. We are now completely in the clear, but we've had that damage in Monroe. Right now, we're just looking at the debris tracker, not noticing as much now, just because a lot of it's the hill. So you get a little bit blind there on the southern slopes. But some of this is just hail that's now falling across. That one's interesting. We'll take a look at this rotation tracker. Yep, just some general rotation with this storm now. But right here in southern Sebastian County is where we're watching this cell come in right over Podo Mountain and Sugarloaf. You see the terrain here on the map. This is the green that's showing you the terrain there. It's been kind of squeezing in right in there from Monroe and Gilmore, headed right into Hartford and Mansfield. Midland and Dayton, you guys are also included on this. Greenwood, we're included, but it's more the south side of town. Let's go ahead and go back to radar. There's that storm crossing from the west. A lot of lightning. Man, it's loud. And we've got more storms back west right now, but severe thunderstorm warnings extend towards the east for now. If that rotation picks back up, we'll probably have more tornado warnings issued for Scott County and Logan County. But at this time, this thing has weakened quite a bit. Still a lot of lightning right now. And hail, large hail, up to golf ball sized hail now coming out of Hartford and towards Mansfield for us. Look at that hail tracker. There it is. You can see all the timestamps, all that hail that's been falling there in between the hillsides. But West Hartford and Hartford is where the hail is now starting to wrap up and press eastbound. You guys in Oliver, Elm Park, Booth, Lucas, Arkansas, Ion, Arkansas. This is where the hail's coming right in. It'll be crossing 71, maybe even getting a little bit into Abbott. Mansfield, we're right on the edge. Expect some hail in the next 2 or 3 minutes, especially on the south side. Huntington, we may be a little bit far out. We could get some large raindrops. Of course, you're always getting large raindrops, but you could also get some hailstones to mix in with those large hail drops. But a lot of this hail, new scan coming in, a little bit of hail in Mansfield, but a lot of it's a little bit farther south towards the terrain in those mountains that are south of Mansfield. But Elm Park, Booth, and Lucas, you guys need to be on the lookout for some large hail. You probably have 10 minutes, about 10 minutes before we start crossing 71. This should stay north of Waldron. We should be good in Waldron. But we'll go back to the circulation now. Still hard to say. You're probably saying tornado warning here and then rotation down there. These mountains get really messy. To be honest, they're probably going to have to leave the tornado warning up until the circulation finally gets off the mountain. But then we'll see once it's kind of just south of Midland there on the road that comes out of Midland, 45, 252, 45. You go past the Sebastian County Park there on the south side of Midland. Once we get over that park, we'll have a little bit better of a view. Farther north, let's take a look at the whole radar. We'll kind of recap, reset. We got some downpours for us in Fort Smith and Van Buren. Also Alma, Barling, we've had some rain in and around us as well, but this cell is weakened quite a bit. This one's not severe, but we've had some good rain in Fort Smith. But you see those yellow boxes back west. Monster storms are lining up across Oklahoma. See that line? That's what we have to look forward to later tonight. Storms crossing 35. These are all severe. Wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. There's a tornado warning there on the southwest side of Oklahoma City. That's a little bit more outside Norman. But the reason why I'm even bringing this up is because this line is going to be crossing our state line into Arkansas by about 9 o'clock tonight. And we're going to have some gusty winds, and we could easily have power outages. Right now, we still have those 422 power outages in eastern LaFleur County where we had that touchdown in Monroe and Gilmore. But this storm continues to wreak havoc for us in southern Sebastian County. Let's zoom in a little bit more. And I'll turn on see over the past 15 minutes. Still see a little bit of that appendage there. Still a rotating storm. Here's the velocity. Got some wide general rotation. That latest scan kind of intensifies it a little bit. But we still have some of that rotation there in southern Sebastian County. This thing is mainly staying south of Midland. Midland, we may be okay. No all clear yet, but the latest indication is that this may stay farther south. And you got to remember, you see it down here, like it's not even close to Midland. These mountains are really messing with that radar beam. So we're going to get a much clearer picture once we can clear Midland. We just need probably another 2 or 3 minutes before we clear that mountain and we can have a better view. But anywhere from Midland south to Hartford and Mansfield is where we have that rotation right now as you're just hopping along Highway 96, the Hartford-Mansfield Road. And you come into Mansfield, eventually you come into West Howard Street there in Mansfield. But there's that intense rotation right now and a lot of lightning. And a lot of that lightning coordinates with the hail. Usually when hailstones keep rubbing against each other, you create that friction and heat, and then you create lightning. So a lot of times lightning is your dead giveaway of some large hail that could be falling right now. But lots of hail coming into southern Sebastian County, and we still have that rotation up. I spotted a report in West Hartford a couple minutes ago. We had golf ball sized hail. So that just confirmed some of this hail that we've been hitting us hard in southern Sebastian County. But the hail is already now with us in Mansfield, but a lot of it's heavier once you head farther south, right over those hillsides there, and eventually crossing 71 outside of Mansfield, because 71 kind of wraps there eastbound for a little bit before it drops south to Waldron. Tornado warning still issued. There's a new uptick in that hail. I'll go ahead and loop it. You can see how it's been moving over time. Play this out. All right, coming to the National Weather Service. Now that the storm is coming out from behind those mountains, we're getting a better indication on rotation. Let me bring up the velocity too, and we'll go ahead and loop it. All right, you see how it kind of looked messy there? Coming out from the mountains. But now that we're starting to clear the mountain stops about here in Midland. So the radar beam's coming in from Fort Smith. So once we get east of kind of where my hand is, where now that rotation's coming out, there's that rotation. Right now on the debris signature, we'll keep checking back with that too. We don't have a debris signature right now. This little pocket of yellow, we basically look for really bright pockets. You look for the dark red, that's where rain is taking place. And then within the dark red, you look for kind of a bubble. And sometimes there'll be a bubble, you know, of yellow or blue, and that's where you have that debris ball. We had that debris ball right over Monroe earlier, but this color shows you some hail, some large hail that we have in and around Mansfield and coming into eventually northern fringes of Scott County and Boonville. We'll be on the lookout for some hail later this evening too, in the next probably 40 minutes or so. We've got some time. If you're in Boonville, it might not be a bad idea to go ahead and put some vehicles in the garage if you got some extra space, or bring in the lawn chairs. Maybe you just got some new ones because it's been so nice out this past weekend. I want to get those out, but you may want to keep those in this evening as this storm comes in. And we've got more storms coming in later tonight. This is just the first storm. Notice how we've got that hook now taking place too, where that rotation really is. We're clearing that mountain. Mountain stops there in Midland. Midland, we're on the eastern fringes. And now that we're clearing that mountain, we've got a better view of that rotation. This thing's moving east right into Mansfield. Mansfield, you need to be making sure that you're in your tornado safe spot. Midland, I think we're now in the clear. We're going to be in the clear, all clear for Midland for any kind of tornado. The tornado would be farther south by a few miles. Midland, we're going to be okay. I know you're still in the tornado warning, but it looks like this thing is going to stay south of us and come right into Mansfield. Mansfield, you need to be making sure that you're in your tornado safe spot. Looking at another hail report coming in from West Hartford of golf ball sized hail. It's about here. So we had in West Hartford, then in Hartford, and more hail coming into Mansfield too. Still power outages for Monroe. As crews respond to that, we've had lots of trees down, and there has been damage to homes and, of course, the trees too. But there's that rotation coming out of Hartford. Hartford, in just about a moment or two, we're going to be in the all clear as well. We just got to watch this thing move east, because once you get farther away from the radar site, guys, sometimes these pockets can be off by, you know, a couple pixels. So keep that in mind. Hartford, we're about to have the all clear, but possible tornado coming in southern Sebastian County. That tornado warning continues for the next 15 minutes. Mansfield and Huntington, this thing's coming closer to you. It may be more Mansfield than Huntington. So from Mansfield south, there, Howard Street, coming out of Mansfield, issuing that new tornado warning. Yeah, they're reissuing. You guys see it blinking right there? There's that reissuing. Hartford, you're now completely in the clear. You guys are good. Midland, you are also good. No more. You still technically, your phone may say tornado warning depending on your geolocation, but we're now clear. The rotation's farther towards the south, coming right towards Mansfield and Huntington. Once again, new tornado warning issued because they're trimming it from the west. Hartford and anywhere kind of around Sugarloaf, we're now good, and Podo Mountain. But Mansfield, you guys are next on this storm as it's coming in. Also, there could be hail up to about 1 inch. The hail may be going down just a touch. Bring that up. Okay, you guys see how you had this dark blue back west? We've got a new scan of hail. Now we're just kind of in that grayish, whitish. This is quarter-sized hail, roughly estimating. Back towards the west, near West Hartford and Hartford, we had golf ball-sized hail. That's that darker blue. That's larger. You can still get damage with quarter-sized hail. And that's the threshold in order to get a severe thunderstorm warning. You need to have at least hail that's diameter, how wide it is, 1 inch. And we still have that. Golf ball-sized hail, we're closer to about almost 2 inches at times. You know, 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches, 2 inches or so. But that hail has now left us in Hartford. That hail's coming right into the south side of Mansfield. All right, let's see. They're on 378, coming out of Mansfield. You've got those ball fields on the south side of Mansfield. That's just off Howard Street and the South Main Avenue coming out of Mansfield. You go past Johnny Cake Park and the Mansfield Senior Center. We're going to be on the lookout for a lot of wind and also hail too. Hail coming right across Hartford-Mansfield Road right into town. But the whole town of Mansfield, you are in that tornado warning. You need to be making sure that you're in your tornado safe spot. The rest of Sebastian County, farther north, Greenwood, you are no longer in any kind of tornado warning. It's this rotation. Move this up a little bit. I think I might be covering it. There you guys. This rotation coming to the south side of Mansfield. Greenwood, we're now in the clear. Midland, Hartford, of course, we're clear too. But Mansfield, Huntington, and Dayton still included in this tornado warning. We'll see if it gets close to Dayton. My hunch is that this is staying a little bit farther south, but we still need to be making sure that you guys are thinking about your tornado safe spot in Dayton. But there in Mansfield and Huntington, you got to be getting in that safe spot where you just want to put as many walls between you and the outside. It's always a good idea. Maybe the kids got new bikes. Take some of those helmets off and go ahead and put them in your tornado safe spot too. They can really do miracles there, especially when a tornado is hitting your house. You guys saw the tornado damage they had up in Kansas, just ripping those roofs off. And so anything to try to get farther deep into your house in order to be the last thing to be kind of taken, and also to try to shelter yourself from any other flying debris. You just want to get as centrally located in your house and away from any exterior walls. Maybe an inside bathroom, maybe it's a closet, maybe it's the pantry. If you got a basement, that'd be great. Storm cellar, even better. But there's that rotation now coming into Mansfield. And also to back up, to kind of check out this line that we have back towards the west. This line coming in from the west, we've got more tornado warnings popping up. That's the next line. So we have one storm right now in southern Sebastian that's headed towards southern Logan and northern Scott. But this line coming in from the west, let's pick it up before it's with radar. There you go. See a little bit better now. This line everyone's going to get later tonight. We're probably going to get this one between about 9 o'clock at the earliest. That'd be more northwest Arkansas, about 9 o'clock. And then eventually coming into the River Valley by about 10, 11 o'clock later tonight, up to about midnight. So we'll keep our eyes west because that line's going to hit everyone. This one's long. I mean, it goes all the way to the Oklahoma-Kansas border, almost to the Texas border, to the Red River. But a lot of Sooners in the path of this one, but right now we have our own tornado warning and severe thunderstorm warning coming right into Mansfield and Dayton. See a little bit of that rotation, just kind of in the radar itself. Head back to velocity. We see the reds and greens are showing us that general rotation. It has weakened quite a bit in this last scan. That's great news. Still tornado warning up until 6:15. So we're going to stay on as long as there's that tornado warning. Next scan in, still pretty broad and weak. That's great news, but still potentially could put down a tornado. We had that tornado touchdown earlier in Monroe. It could try to touch down later again. We have that damage in Monroe. We've got power outages in and around Gilmore and Sugarloaf and from West Hartford eastward into Howe. We've got those power outages right now. Still a rotation, a lot weaker, but it still could easily put down a tornado. Now these scans, of course, you guys, we only get them about 4 to 5 minutes. It takes a while for the radar to scan everything. A lot of things can happen in between these scans too. So you got to be still on the lookout for this rotation as it moves across Mansfield and Dayton. But once again, the tornado warning goes until 6:15. So if this thing stays weak like this, we'll continue our 5 news at 6, starting at 6:15. That's roughly, for our producers for the newscast coming up, if this thing gets expired, about 6:15 we'll continue our newscast for you guys. We've got some news from Erica and Darren, but they're also taking a look at damage reports. They've been helping me without some of, they're just off camera looking at some of the stuff with me, but they've been looking at those damage reports and power outages. A lot of times when I get information, they're going to tell me my ear, so they've been super helpful, but a lot of lightning coming in right now to Mansfield and Dayton as this storm continues to wrap up. Let's just take a look at the rotation itself. It's spotty. You see how it's just kind of this purple? You guys remember when we had that rotation right over in Monroe, how intense it was. Here's a loop. All right, it's gonna take a second. You can see how bright that is. There's that tornado touchdown we had in Monroe and Gilmore. And then now it's kind of moved east. It's been kind of hairy around Sugarloaf with the radar beam kind of getting cut off. We got a report that possibly there could be a lowering of some of the clouds right now towards Mansfield. This would be south of, possibly south of the highway. We're going to continue to watch this cell coming into Mansfield. Still have some of that general rotation. Could try to put down a tornado at any time. Already has once. Could do so again. Could be a repeat offender. Go back to the radar. We'll take a look at the debris. Not seeing any debris at this time. There's some hail. Definitely some hail. I can show you that hail too. Latest scan of the hail. Looks like it's really weakened too. That's good news. The storm may be kind of losing its oomph a little bit. So we like to see. Let me go ahead and take the latest track, or the previous tracks. You guys see a little bit better. Okay, so this is only going to show the current hail that we have. See that pocket? Super bright, large hail falling in West Hartford and Hartford, but this thing has weakened quite a bit. Now moving east. Now it's kind of wrapping north. You see that little shift there? Taking a left-hand turn, back north a little bit. Mansfield, we've had some of that hail. Dayton, we may get some of the hail too. We'll have to see. Waldron, we should be okay. Boonville, we're back towards the east. We could try to get some hail. If this thing weakens completely, we may be okay. But if this strengthens anymore, we'll have to watch out for hail as well. But if you're anywhere in Sebastian County, from Dayton to Mansfield, you still need to be in your tornado safe spot. Back towards the west, we're already starting to clear up a little bit too. Looks like that rotation's right over Mansfield and Huntington. It's messy though. Got kind of pockets. It's not as clearly defined. We've got this broad rotation. The atmosphere is spinning. There is a lot of rotation in the atmosphere right now, but it's just broadly spinning. Mansfield, Huntington, and Dayton. Abbott, you guys would be next. You're not under a tornado warning right now. It's just a severe thunderstorm warning. But this thing has really weakened in terms of its in terms of how tight it is and how broad it is. It's very broad. And it's still moving in a circular fashion, but just not as quickly as it was. Latest scan kind of shows the same thing. More rotation right over more Mansfield. We have a little bit over Huntington, but the heart of the rotation is more on the southeast side of Mansfield right now. So anywhere from, it looks like right over the water department and the elementary school, back east towards Mansfield Lake. Mansfield Lake's about here. Getting very close to the county line. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do kind of a recap. We'll zoom out, take a look at the radar. Go ahead and loop this as well. All right, I don't know if you guys can hear that. It looks like we've got a spotter with still that wall cloud with rotation about 1.5 miles south of Mansfield. That's along 378. You're coming close to the Bethel Cemetery, 378 coming out of downtown Mansfield. That's past the Senior Center. So still looks like there's rotation. But at this time, we don't have a report that anything is on the ground. And that happens a lot, right? We got these spinning storms. They put the wall cloud down, which is usually kind of that lowering, and it just slowly spins, and it's out of that where you'll produce that tornado. We've got the first thing. First, you need the wall cloud first. We've got that right now, but we still have rotation. Got a good lightning pocket still. The hail may be a little bit smaller. Look how wide the hail or the lightning pocket is. It's a little bit bigger over the floor, and then it kind of shrinks over time. Still hail coming into now parts of Logan County. We're still going to keep our eyes back west on this line of storms. This one's going to sweep through and hit us pretty hard later tonight. Once again, after about 9. So we have a few hours. What is it, 6:08 now? We've got about three hours. Looks like it's going a little bit slower. We'll have to kind of get a quick update on the speed there. Zoom in a little bit back. All right. Still rotating storm right over Mansfield. This thing's about to cross out. This white line shows you the boundary between Sebastian County and Scott County. There's that northern appendage of Scott County. And then here's Logan County. You're in Barber and Lucas, Echo. We're in Logan County now. So we're about to cross out of Sebastian County. But if you guys are in Dayton, you guys are in the all clear. Witcherville, all clear. Huntington, all clear. You guys are clear from tornadoes. You guys are good. Your phone's still going to say tornado warning. But now you guys are in the all clear. All clear once again. Dayton, Huntington, and Witcherville. Coming right there along Dayton Road off of 71 as you branch out, kind of head left as you're going south towards Dayton. But we still have that tornado warning, still that rotation there. Mansfield and south, we had that report of that wall cloud on the south side of Mansfield. So anywhere north of Mansfield, we're good. Huntington, you're good. Witcherville, Dayton, you guys are good. And back towards the west, too, if you're a little bit closer to Midland, of course, we've had the all clear for a while now. But this storm is crossing this rotation right now into northern Scott County and eventually into Logan County. Right there, could be crossing 71 here shortly, mainly south of Abbott. But there's that rotation there on the southeast side of Mansfield. See if there's any updates. National Weather Service. National Weather Service just also keeping their eye out for that line. We got two kind of sections. All right, new tornado warning being issued from the Little Rock National Weather Service. This is now going to include Logan County, a good chunk of Logan County, and extreme northern Scott County. This is north of Waldron. Waldron, we're going to be in the clear for this. But Boonville, you are now under a tornado warning. Magazine, Carlin, Barber, Ion, Lucas, and Echo. Put this in rotation. For this pocket, this rotating storm, still enough to be able to put down a tornado. We've had that wall cloud, still a rotating storm. This is going to head eastbound, coming right into Logan County. If you are in southwestern Logan County, Boonville, Magazine, you guys need to be making sure that you're in your safe place. A lot of lightning with this storm too. I'll take a look at the hail as well, because that's still a threat. When you have a tornado warning, that means that's the primary threat, but you still have other threats too. You got gusty winds, you've got hail. I'll show you the hail. It's been weakening a bit over time, but we'll be able to take a look at that. New severe thunderstorm warning just coming for southern Sebastian County, Dayton, Huntsville. You're still included in that, but I think the polygon's just kind of too large. All right, we'll go ahead and track over the past 30 minutes or so. Take off the previous tracks. You guys see that track? I mean, we've had so much hail already. This afternoon, large hail there in West Hartford and Howe and Monroe. But I would take off the previous hail. Looks like our hail's a lot smaller now. It's been shriveling up a little bit. That's usually a sign of a weakening thunderstorm, but we still just have rotation. And as long as we have that solid rotation and still reports coming in. All right, National Weather Service has now expired the tornado warning for Sebastian County. Anyone in Sebastian County, you guys are now in the all clear. Once again, anyone in Sebastian County, tornado warning has been expired. All clear for Mansfield, Dayton, Huntington, and back west towards Hartford and Midland. You guys are in the clear. This thing is now in northeastern or northern Scott County. You know, there's like a little appendage of Scott County there, kind of along 71 towards Abbott. That's where we have still this tornado warning and severe thunderstorm warning at the same time. We'll take a look at just the rotation. See there, still on the southeast side of Mansfield. This thing's going to be headed eastbound, and we'll get the latest on the timing of this too. Let's move in. see, about 40, about 35 miles per hour. Okay. Time this out. Tate, 6:29. Time is right now, 6:13. So we got just over about 14 minutes or so for coming in for Tate. Boonville, 6:37, in about 25 minutes or so. And Magazine, 6:45. So we got a little bit of a ways for Magazine, probably another 30 minutes or so. That gives us plenty of time in Boonville, Magazine. Make sure safe place is ready to go in case you need it. Gives you plenty of time to get some extra pillows and blankets and mattresses. The rotation still keeps going down. It's still got spotters on it, just seeing a rotation though. You can easily put down a funnel. And there's several times where when we're looking at different studies, you can get a tornado to form out of one of those wall clouds. It goes down for a minute or two and then it's gone. These things can happen so quickly. So you don't necessarily just have to be sitting a tornado on the ground to issue a tornado warning. As long as you got that rotation wall cloud, you can quickly drop something and then lift it right back up. But it looks like that possibility is now left Mansfield. We are now all clear. Once again, Sebastian County, Dayton, Mansfield, Midland, Hartford, Greenwood, Witcherville, all in the clear. But now this is extreme northern Scott County. This does not include Waldron. This is just outside of Mansfield. Technically, you're in Scott County. And then Logan County coming in there, southeastern Logan County. You guys need to be on the lookout. Abbott, you guys are included in this. Lewis and Elm Park, Lucas, you guys are included in this tornado warning. Barber as well. And then eventually, once you head on 23, coming outside of Elm Park, we're also included in this tornado warning too. Carolyn, 627, Boonville, 633. And then Magazine itself, the town of Magazine, 641. Still wide view. We'll go right back to that storm. All right, still watching that line come in from the west. It's going to have a mix of severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings. Lots of lightning, but that thing's chugging. What was the latest speed on that? About 30 miles per hour towards the east. Let's time this out, because this is going to be the one that hits everyone eventually later this evening. Let's see, 35. This is just a math calculator. What we're doing right now is I put in a speed and the direction. We time this thing out. You see the times. Latest times for us, for everyone, going to get that line coming in from the west. Of course, these things move. They speed up, slow down a little bit. But Fayetteville, about 10 o'clock. And then just after 10:30 in Fort Smith. Very rough timing. I'm sure we'll be hopping on live throughout the evening with you guys, giving you more updates. But we have to watch this line coming in just after the 10 o'clock hour in Fayetteville. Lots of lightning, gusty winds, and the potential for an isolated tornado wrapping there on some of these storms. But most of us are just going to get intense wind. And that intense wind could really try to knock some trees down and power lines with the ground just being so wet. And so we'll watch for that. Storm's coming in from the west. Okay, let's go back down south. Tornado warning once again coming in for Boonville and Barber and Lucas and Elm Park. Echo were included as well. This is just a look at the rotation. I know I'm moving around a lot. I'm trying to, there we go. Here's that rotation. Completely good for Sebastian County, but coming into Logan County, Boonville, Barber, Lucas, Elm Park. You guys need to be looking out for your tornado safe spot in this rotating storm. It's still very broad though. We'll like to keep it this way. Rather have a tornado warning without a tornado, and that's what I think we got right now. I'll take you back to the debris signature. That one's difficult. I think some of that's hail wrapping up into it. Let's see. Yeah, we're really looking for inside the red. You see this blue? This is kind of just an outlier. It'd be really right in here is where we're going to have to look. This is the storm, and it kind of wraps right in here. this is where there would be any kind of debris ball. And right now, not really seeing anything. There's some hail mixing in too, so it's a little bit difficult. But as of now, I don't have a report. There's a couple of folks that are watching this storm, emergency management crews. They're usually the first ones to be able to report, okay, we just saw this touchdown. It's done this damage. We're trying to help these folks. They usually get this information ASAP in. I don't have any reports as of yet coming out of Mansfield, but once again, we're good for Huntsville or Huntington, Dayton, and Mansfield. We're good. We're still watching this rotation. About to leave Scott County. We're only in Scott County for a couple of minutes, just kind of how these county lines go. You see this white line? This is Scott County, Logan County. Scott County has this little appendage that sticks up towards the north. That's where we have Abbott. Abbott there on 71 is where we've had some of that rotation. And then 71 kind of goes away, heads south, away from where this storm's going to go. This storm's going to march eastbound into about Echo and Elm Springs and Lucas. Lay a scan on that velocity too. Super messy. Very broad. Still enough for that tornado warning. We picked up a lot of rain today. We're looking at reports. Zach and I were looking at some reports. A lot of us picked up an inch of water, especially from Fort Smith northbound. And just things are soaked. So gusty winds and even a brief tornado can easily knock down trees and cause power outages. We still have those power outages there in eastern LaFleur County towards Howe, where we had that touchdown. Once again, there was damage reported in the Monroe area, south of Gilmore and south of Gilmore Road. On the Poto Mountain Road is where we had some of that damage. All right, so rotation, just crossing into Logan County, Lucas and Echo, Carolyn and Barber, Boonville, Golden City, Grayson were included in this tornado warning. Sugar Grove, Magazine. Most of southwestern Logan County were included. We'll get to the next track. It's on the path. So Carolyn, 6:30. Right now 6:20. And Boonville, 6:35. Here in about 15 minutes, we'll be watching that rotation come over us too. And then Magazine, 6:44. So just about 25 minutes away. Take a look at just the rotation. See where it is. Northern Logan, or sorry, Northern Scott coming into Logan, just now crossing into Logan County. So you guys need to make sure that you're in your tornado safe spot, away from any windows. You don't want to be anything near glass. And if you're in a bathroom, maybe pick a bathroom that has more of a shower curtain rather than kind of a glass door. That glass could easily try to shatter. You want to just try to stay away from any kind of glass. A closet's a great idea. Pantry is a great idea. And we'll need to be making sure our tornado safe spots are ready to go later tonight. So once again, we've already had a tornado touchdown today, just 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago. They're in Monroe, Oklahoma, eastern LaFleur County, away from Poto. Anywhere from about Howe to Monroe is where we've gotten those reports so far. And then we could try to get more quick wrap-up tornadoes in Oklahoma as that nasty line comes in from the west. And that's going to hit us 9 to 10 o'clock tonight. But very gusty winds coming in from the west. So this is a look at just the rotation. Take everything off the radar, all that messy stuff. I like looking at the messy stuff, but sometimes it's easier just to kind of look at this sometimes. But there's that rotation. Crosses the southeast side of Mansfield, where we had a spotter report of that wall cloud. Now it continues to move eastbound, kind of a little bit more of a northerly track now rather than just kind of due east. So we still have it just now crossing into Logan County. Lewis and Lucas. The Tomlinson Cemetery. You got the Elm Park rest area just on the north side of Elm Park there on 71. If you live along 378 or Tate Road or Pettigene Road there coming off of 23, you guys need to be making sure you're in your tornado safe spot too. Just do the last 15 minutes. It's kind of a long loop right now. Kings Creek, Lucas. But we're in southwestern Logan County. Lake Takima, we're watching that too. So let's go ahead and take a broad look at what's going on today. So you might be thinking, what's going to be happening in the next several hours? Well, here's a wide view. This warm front continues to lift north. And along this warm front, we've watched some of these storms fire up. The storm that we have in western Logan County with that rotation, once again, from Elm Park to Lucas to Boonville, you need to be looking out for this rotating storm. But this warm front's helping spark those. Once the warm front passes through, we try to give the all clear for this nasty line. I mean, look at this line. This line comes all the way in from Stillwater, right into Oklahoma City, Moore, and Norman, and this thing's headed eastbound. Now, you can kind of take this line and divide it in two. The reason why is he talking about Oklahoma? Well, this is the line that's going to impact us later tonight. You take this line, you divide it in two. The northern half is going to kind of go due east and hit us in northwest Arkansas. The southern half is going to try to kind of branch out and dive a little bit farther south. So anywhere from Lake Eufaula and McAllister and Fort Smith, Van Buren, Fayetteville, Bentonville, this line's just going to grow and expand in its size and just march on in. Let me show you Futurecast. Some of the latest information. All right. So we're going to watch this line come in. This is 8 o'clock tonight. I think we're still good. We may have a pop-up storm, kind of like the storm we have now. That storm will probably be coming into the rest of Logan County. But 9 o'clock, we start to cross it into Benton County, northwestern Washington County. By 10 o'clock, anywhere from 9:30 to 10 is when we start to hit Bentonville and Fayetteville, give or take 20 minutes. So these things speed up and slow down. Major winds coming out of this storm. By 10 o'clock, we're now coming into western Sequoyah County. Notice how it's kind of tilted from northeast to southwest. So we're going to get hit first in northwest Arkansas before we would in Van Buren and Fort Smith. If we progress the next hour, 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock would probably be a decent time frame for us hitting Van Buren and Fort Smith and Poto if you're trying to figure out your evening plan and what's going on. But 11 o'clock is when we're blowing right through Fort Smith and Fort Chaffee. And then eventually wrapping things up. This line's not going to be all that wide. And it's going to be moving fairly quickly. So we just get hit hard with some severe weather, and then it's over. But then Bentonville will start to clear out. Fayetteville will probably be getting good downpours. And once again, this is just a quick guess on some of these storms as it moves in. But we think we're pretty spot on within 20, 30 minutes or so on some of these timings. I think I bump back a little bit. But then once you get towards midnight to 1 o'clock, most of this starts to brush on through and will weaken things as everything moves south and east. So as everything presses towards Little Rock, things should try to weaken. And then tomorrow morning, we'll start off. We may still have a lot of clouds. We'll probably start in those 60s, but man, those storms will maybe be waking us up with all the lightning. So our severe threats continue this evening. The main threat will still be the lightning and high winds. Everyone, I think, is going to have a chance for a high wind. And let's see, let me pull up National Weather Service. Not quite an update yet. We got high winds and lightning pretty much for everyone. There could be some localized flash flooding reports. Not everyone's going to get flooding, but there could be some intense pockets of some flooding at times. We're still in the low category for hail and tornadoes, but we've already had a tornado today. How? I'm sure the National Weather Service is going to have to be headed out towards Howell here and Monroe the next couple of days to look at that storm as it comes in. But we got still the tornado risk there, but I really think it's the gusty winds that everyone gets. You know, everyone asks, am I going to get a tornado? That's an impossible question, right? But I think everyone should get some gusty winds tonight. The chance of you getting an individual tornado is lower. Of course, you know, you small targets, right? But the tornado threat is still out there this evening. We've already had a tornado touchdown earlier this afternoon in Monroe with power outages now reporting. And we'll see if we can get more information for you guys on that too. Back to what's going on right now with this storm coming into Logan County. Still a tornado warning for southwestern Logan County. Barber, Boonville, Lucas, Ion. We're on the lookout for this storm. All right, looks like it's starting to uptick a little bit in its rotation. Let's see. I'm going to turn on just the rotation tracker. Now we're fully into Logan County. You guys in Scott County, Abbott, you're in the all clear now. This is now completely in Logan County, but Barber and Elm Park, you need to be making sure you're in your tornado safe spot, and this is headed towards the Boonville area. This purple shows you where we have that rotation. It's a little broad, but it definitely is there. Coming eastbound. Here's Boonville. We need to be looking out for this one. And Carolyn, you guys would be next in this rotation tracker coming eastbound. We'll take a look at the hail too. Hail's a lot weaker than it used to be. You guys see the hail track that we've had today so far with this storm? Man, it dumped large hail on the floor in southern Sebastian, but the hail's not as intense as it nearly was. You could get some pea-sized hail. Usually pea-sized hail doesn't really do much damage, and so even a severe thunderstorm warning won't be issued for pea-sized hail generally. You need quarter-sized hail. That's when you start getting damage, when you have hail the size of quarters coming down. Take a look at the debris signature. Okay, let me take a look at this. Okay, so any of this bright blue is outside the thunderstorm, so we can throw that out. The Washburn is interesting. Still rotation there in southwestern Logan County, right over Barber. Zoom a little bit more. We got Harwell Road, we got Sloan Road, Thompson Lane, Barber Road, that's coming out of Barber, in and out of Barber. But Carolyn, you got Boy Scouts Road, Logan Hall Road, and Keenan Road, Walker Mountain Road, Earl Prairie Road. That's where our rotation is. See that green and red circling right there is where we've got that rotation. Let's see. This is headed eastbound. Let's put a new track on it. All the way up Magazine. Latest updates on the timing, Carolyn, 6:34. It is 6:30 right now, so in about 4 to 5 minutes, it'll be coming close to Carolyn, maybe just on the north side. But Boonville, this thing's looking like it's coming more towards us, because I think at one point it was starting to dive a little bit farther south, but now it's kind of taking more of a left turn. This thing is probably just going due east for a while. So Boonville will be in the path of this storm here at 6:39. That gives us about 10 minutes before the storm's coming in for us. Let's see. We've got some, coming in from the Weather Prediction Center, we've got some talk about just the heavy rain coming in. We have a flood watch that's in effect for northwest Arkansas. That includes Benton County, Carroll County, Madison County, and Washington County. Northern Johnson County has been included in that as well. We've already picked up a lot of rain today, and these additional thunderstorms aren't helping. Let me put up the shear again. This just shows you the rotation coming right into Barber. Here's Barber Road, and this is headed eastbound towards Carolyn and Boonville. Boonville, we still have about 10 minutes, but in 10 minutes you need to be making sure that you definitely by then are in your tornado safe spot. This storm has a history of putting down a tornado. Of course, we had that in Monroe with some of those trees covering the road there on Poto Mountain Road and possibly towards Gilmore Road. But there's that rotation tracker. Make sure the cap's on or it can make a big mess. Okay. All right, new hail update. Looks like it's a little bit coming back now. About quarter-sized hail now falling in Barber. There for a while, we just had some pea-sized hail back in the dark gray towards Abbott. There on 71. But the hail's a little bit larger now coming into Barber. That's another threat we got to be on lookout for Boonville. Not just the rotation, but a lot of lightning. Of course, Micah, remember he had his story about some of the lightning damage up north a little bit, and we could have some lightning damage as well. It's very easy to produce, especially in a storm like this. This is more of a supercell thunderstorm. Hail continues to fall there on the south side of Barber, about quarter-sized hail. Looks like a little bit of hail also trying to spread northbound. Not as large, but you could get some pea-sized hail coming into Washburn. And some of that hail maybe even going north into northwestern portions of Logan County. Towards Chisholmville, but the outside right there of Washburn. White Oak Way, got Rattlesnake Canyon Road and Phillips and Rattlesnake Road. Love some of these names. All right, Carolyn Road, Carolyn, Earl Prairie Road, Boy Scouts Road is where we have the bigger pocket of hail coming in. Pull up the rotation again. Let's put this on a loop. Yeah, it's headed maybe a little bit more just north of due east. This thing's coming right towards Boonville. You need to make sure that you're in a safe spot. Right over Barber and Elm Park right now, but Boonville, we're coming right for us. So the latest on the timing now, let's see, Minutes towards Magazine, Boonville, 6:41. Less than 10 minutes. We're about 7 minutes away before this thing comes in. If this thing keeps swinging north, it may be more north side of Boonville. We'll have to see, but this thing's coming right at us in Boonville. Magazine, we're a little bit farther down the line, 6:49. Here in about 15, 16 minutes or so. Turn this down a little bit. See if there's a debris signature on any of this. Not at this time. We're looking inside the radar beam because we can kind of tell the difference between rain and just not rain. And when you have the not rain anymore is when usually you have debris being picked up and lifted up into the atmosphere, whether they're tree branches or any kind of infrastructure, maybe even a home or a car or anything like that that can be picked up, branches. But right now we don't really have a debris signature. We just have this rotation. This rotating storm right over Barber, headed towards Boonville. All right, let's take a wide view. Still watching that line of severe storms come in. West side of Tulsa, we've got pretty much anyone along this line is getting gusty winds. And we keep coming back to us because this is our weather coming up in a couple hours. And so multiple tornado warnings being issued. There's these individual small rotations along the line. Everyone's getting the gusty winds. Looks like we got a new tornado warning that's closer to about Moore and Norman. But this is the line that we'll get later this evening. And if you look at it, I mean, this thing's headed, this northern half is going to head completely just right towards northwest Arkansas. The central part is going to be coming more towards southeast, right into the river valley. And then the southern end, we don't have to worry about this, but it's going to be headed towards the Red River, towards the Texas state line. But nasty line coming in. Much more lightning than we had earlier today. It was loud today at times, right? We've had some downpours throughout the day. This one's going to be loud and noisy and pretty gusty as it moves in from the west. But we'll keep our eye on this storm too. Once again, about after 9 o'clock. We should be fine before 9 o'clock, before this line gets on through. Update in northwest Arkansas. We've got some downpours for us at this hour. Nothing severe, but we've got a little downpour activity coming into Fayetteville and Johnson and Springdale. You may hear it outside a little bit. Rogers getting some of that rain too. Prairie Creek. This will continue on and off. These are not going to be severe. This is mainly just some heavy rain that's just trying to form at times. There's a lot of rising motion right now, so you'll continue to produce those. But our one storm that we have to continue to watch for is southern Logan County. So this is purely southern Logan County. Northern Scott County, still technically a tornado warning, but it's now gone from us. This thing's kind of lifting a little bit more north. If the National Weather Service reissues a tornado warning, it's probably going to be more central Logan County, anywhere from Boonville, Cawthron, and north to Driggs. But I think you guys are going to be in the all clear from Golden City and Grayson. Technically a tornado warning, Sugar Grove for now, but you guys are going to be in the all clear as this storm kind of moves a little bit more north now, just north of due east. But you see that hook too, right there wrapping in where that rotation is coming in outside of Barber, head right towards Boonville. This rotation itself, still spinning marching eastbound. A lot of lightning too. All these storms have had some lightning today, whether they've been severe or not. It's been loud. Latest hail track. Boonville, we're going to be getting some hail soon. This is about quarter-sized hail, just barely quarter-sized hail. A lot of it's probably going to be pea-sized hail. Quarter-sized hail is when you start to do damage. But about quarter-sized hail coming into the western side of Boonville in the next 4 or 5 minutes. So, but you really need to be going ahead and making sure you're in your tornado safe spot. Magazine, if you got some time, you got some extra room in the garage, might be a good idea to put the car in. you got anything outside, different patio furniture, anything like that, maybe you got this weekend because it's so nice, you're going to want to put that back inside. And just watching the storm blow through. And maybe just keep it in tonight because we've got another line of stronger storms coming in eventually as well. Look at the velocity, see the rotation, still right there. A little broader now. Still some rotation coming right at us towards Boonville and Magazine. Debris signature looks clear, so probably don't have anything quite on the ground right now. Which is good. This is the tornado that dropped. That tornado near Monroe. Brief. Probably got 2 scans of it, so up to about 10 minutes it could have been on the ground. Maybe, probably closer to 5, 6, 7 minutes it was on the ground, and then popped right back up. But this is that same storm. Here's that rotation coming out of Barber. I'll loop it too. Right over town for us now, coming out of Barber Road. Let's see if I can zoom in. Yeah, so right as you're headed out of Barberton, you're on Barber Road, going east. That's where we have the rotation now. Mid-Valley Road. You got Zorns Road. And then, I believe it's Mid-Valley Road that comes. Yeah, Mid-Valley goes right into Boonville. I think we got an update from. All right. Looks like they're continuing. Darren, I think you said that as well. Continuing that tornado warning. Scott County is no longer under that tornado warning. But new tornado warning. See, it's going to probably flash here. Redrawing it. Kind of see how it's a little bit skinnier now because we're watching this cell. So extreme southern Logan County, we're no longer in it. So you guys are all clear towards the south. All clear in Golden City and Grayson. All clear in Carolyn and Sugar Grove. But right there coming into Boonville is where we have this rotation. They're on 60, Highway 60, and then Highway 10 coming right into Boonville is right where we have that rotation. You got that Ford dealership on the west side of Boonville. They'll be first. There's Living Word Tabernacle. This is all coming into on 10, eventually coming into West Main Street there onto the west side of Boonville. Then you'll cross the Mercy Hospital and then right into downtown Boonville. But there's that rotation coming right now as we speak, where there could at any time a quick tornado could possibly touch down Glendale Lane, Mid-Valley Road, and then Route 10 coming into Boonville. See, Barber Road also comes more on the southwest side of town. Let's see. Once it gets closer, we'll have a better idea on what side of Boonville it may be, whether it's more north and west towards the elementary school or whether you're closer to the high school. We'll watch that there for Boonville. But Boonville, please make sure that you're in your tornado safe spot. This is coming right at us. Right at us. So that's just the rotation. Right there outside of Boonville. Next 3 or 4 minutes, it'll be over town. So good lightning coming for us too. The rain may have already started. Yeah, we've got heavy rain there on the north side of Boonville. Very heavy rain. Chisholmville, Cawthron, and north to Driggs. Driggs were not included in that tornado warning. It's just the tornado warning includes Boonville, Cawthron, and Magazine. Barber, we're now in the clear. This thing should be far enough east that we don't have to worry about this storm anymore. This thing has crossed Barber Road there for quite a while outside of Barber itself. So Barber, we're in the clear. We're clear back towards Lucas and Carolyn and Golden City, Grayson. This is now right into Boonville. Right where you have this, you got the heavy thunderstorm, and then right here on the backside is where you've got this rotation. A little bit of rain falling in with that hook echo right now, but that rotation there just on the west side of Boonville. And here in the next 2 or 3 minutes is going to be at that Ford dealership outside town, and then the Mercy Hospital, Boonville, the Logan County Health Department. Just about 2 or 3 minutes away from us, so we'll be hit first, and then this will come right into town for us. All right. So right before it comes in Boonville, let's go ahead. Okay, looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning for most of Logan County. So this includes Driggs, Paris, and Coxville. So a couple different aspects of this storm. Here on the south side is where we have that rotation. You got clear air to feed in and help circle this thing in. That's just where you have the rotation. You can get some hail close by, but a lot of this hail, and a lot of it right now is smaller than it was earlier. We can get up to about quarter-sized hail or so, but we've got gusty winds and a lot of lightning here in this storm as it moves east. But Driggs and Coxville, you're included on this. So the rotation is going to stay farther south, headed right into Boonville and Magazine. But gusty winds and heavy rain, a lot of lightning, and that quarter-sized hail will stay in the northern half. So you kind of split this thing in two. Northern half is where you have more of those kind of threats. Technically, we've got that severe thunderstorm warning still for southern Sebastian County. We are good now in Washburn and the rest of Sebastian County. This is all pretty much just staying in Logan County. Now, right here, the white line is the boundary or the border and the county line between Franklin County and Logan County. We're getting some of that rain, staying mainly south of 23. Charleston and Branch, we could get a little bit of rain too. Coming in from National Weather Service, watching this supercell thunderstorm. We still have that rotation. The rotation is still not as impressive as it was. Let's see. So this tornado warning is still active. Trying to figure out if they're going to cancel the warning for the tornado warning and just keep a severe thunderstorm warning on this storm. All right, so now the National Weather Service has trimmed those severe thunderstorm warnings up a little bit. We're a bit cleaner now. Rotation coming into Boonville about in the next minute or two. And Magazine, you guys are about 10 minutes down the road from Boonville, 10, 15 minutes or so. We'll be next. But heavy rain and lightning and more of that hail will stay in the northern half of this storm coming into Driggs and eventually Paris and Coxville. Let's take a closer look. Let me, coming in from Darren, no damage reports yet? Okay, no damage reports. Other than the Monroe, of course, but this storm hasn't had a damage report on it yet. Still a tornado warning because of its rotation. Let's just time out. This got a new scan. This is coming right there into Boonville now. Yeah. All right. Real quick, we're going to be able to show you some video from that Monroe tornado. Let's go ahead and play that whenever you guys are ready. So you're looking at Monroe. There on the left-hand side is most likely where your tornado is probably touching the ground right there. There on that hillside. See that vortex just wrapping there. Yep, tornado on the ground. See those lightning strikes too. We've got our very own Joe Ellison and our chief photographer, Luke. They're headed to Monroe right now. But this is just outside of Sugarloaf. This is what this tornado warning cell backed off towards the east that's now hitting us in Boonville. This is what it did earlier today. So it has the capability to quickly put down a tornado, but that is a tornado that we had earlier today in Monroe in eastern LaFleur County. Has done damage. We're going to get a better idea of what that damage is coming up. Joe Ellison will be doing probably a live report for us here eventually later this evening. There on the right-hand side, you see those vortices wrapping around too. You got the main funnel touching the ground there, picking up some debris. Probably tree branches. There could be an outhouse or different types of electrical poles that are being picked up a little bit. But then you see multiple vortices there on the sides of the tornado too. But once again, that is a view of the tornado that we had earlier today. This is coming in from Jimmy Kendall. Tornado on the ground earlier today in Monroe. It's pretty wide as well, several hundred yards wide from the best guess. I know it's hard to tell from this distance, but and then it's coming in towards, it looks like that property. We'll try to get you more information from that Monroe tornado as it comes in. For now, we still have our very own tornado warning for southern Logan County. Here's Boonville coming right into town. Now, it kind of looked like it's gone a little bit north. So you go north of the high school. There on 217, you've got the Lakeview Church. You got Boonville Lake, the Boonville Reservoir and the Boonville Lake there is where we have this rotation now. Let me pull up just the rotation tracker again. Yeah, so anywhere from downtown Boonville north to Boonville Lake. See this little couple blue pixels there? That's the the Boonville Reservoir with the Boonville Lake. There on, as you head north out of town on 23. 23 goes all the way to Ratcliffe where you meet 22. But there along 23 is where we have that rotation now. Coming into Boonville, not seeing any debris, but what I am seeing is, see these yellow pixels and how they kind of, looks like there's white, kind of these lines coming out of it? That's hail. So we've got hail right over 23 on the north side of Boonville, right over the Boonville Lake and the the Boonville Reservoir there, headed north to Chisholmville. You got the flea market there, on 23 headed north. Got Northridge Road and Ridgetop Lane headed northbound. Pull up the radar again. All right. Once again, severe thunderstorm warning for much of west central Logan County. That includes Paris and Driggs and Coxville. Rain about to come in for us in Paris. It's going to be heavy rain too. New scan, just now rain coming into Paris. Rotation's going to be on the south side. But then we've got some hail, we've got lightning, we've got very heavy rain. Good rumbles of thunder for us. More north. So southern half of this storm is where we have more of that rotation. And the northern half of the storm, a lot of heavy rain. We're getting clipped there on 22. It basically kind of goes up to 22. But where you meet 22, Branch, we've had some rain downpours in and around Charleston as well. But this whole storm is moving eastbound at about 35. 25 miles per hour. This thing has slowed down a little bit. As it kind of moves away from the jet stream a bit, it's going to slow. Okay, let's put this. I'm going to put the latest track. Let's talk about the rotation, and then we'll talk more about the hail. All right, so right now we're right over the White Oak School, Cawthron 657, Pleasant Hill School 712, Cameron Bluff Recreation Area 728, about 40 minutes away from now is where we'll have that rotation. Let's go back to hail. It's been a big impact today, especially in southern Sebastian County. Hail continues to fall for us in Boonville. We've had up to about quarter-sized hail, but that storm really is coming now to Boonville and headed right into to Magazine is where we've got the next hail pocket. So it looks like this tornado warning lasts until 7 o'clock. So we'll see if it's expired. We just have a general rotation right now with this tornado warning. If it's expired, we're going to continue our programming with 5 News and Channel 5. And but otherwise, we're going to continue to watch this storm. We got some hail coming in, some heavy rain and lightning for a lot of us in Logan County. So Paris and Driggs and Subiaco, be on the lookout. Shoal Creek and Scranton, you guys will be getting some heavy rain and some lightning here eventually too, as this storm moves closer and closer, but it has slowed. We're now at a 25 mile per hour clip. New sweep of the radar, a little bit of hail and lightning. Looks like the rotation is mainly on the north side of Boonville now. You see the rotation itself is kind of weak. You don't see as much of that purple. It's getting a little bit harder to distinguish. But here's Boonville. We've got the Boonville High School and northbound right there along 23 is where we've got the rotation crossing the route right now. Let's see. This is just velocity. Look how messy it is now. That's great. Great news. But still some rotation right there on the north side of Boonville, headed towards Driggs and Mount Magazine. Driggs were not included in the tornado warning, but to be honest, this thing's kind of lifting more towards the north. But it is very weak rotation. Could it quickly drop something? Of course. But this rotation has weakened quite a bit. Still some lightning and hail reporting with this on the north side of Boonville, right over the Boonville Lake and Boonville Reservoir. Here's Paris and Driggs, Coxville. We should be, we'll watch this rotation, but I think this is going to stay just south of us. We're going to get a lot of heavy rain. That rain's already coming now to Coxville and Ratcliffe, Driggs and Paris. Remember a couple weeks ago, I think, we had all those multiple tornadoes kind of along Arkansas 22, Route 22, coming out from Bloomer to Charleston. But the rain is now falling in a lot of those areas on kind of the eastern fringes of Fort Chaffee there, southwest of Charleston and Bloomer. Very heavy rain for us. All right, for you guys in control room, we'll have to see, but we may have this tornado warning canceled within the next 5 minutes if it doesn't start to uptick. So we'll be ready to return to programming. Looking at this year, yeah, the rotation has really died off. No debris ball. There's some general kind of yellow and orangey pixels. Those are just some hail pockets that have been reporting with this storm as it's moving in from the west. Hail coming now into Cawthorn right now. This Callahan Road, Cotton Road. Boonville, we're starting to wrap up on our hail. Hail coming into Magazine here very shortly. Let's see, anywhere north, Old Union Road, Elkins Road, East County Road, North School Road, Webster Road, White Road, and Cotton Road. We'd be up next to get some hail in the next five minutes or so. But here's that hail pocket. All right. We'll take a closer look at the storms back off towards the west. That's our next issue. This is just hail tracker. Holy cow. You guys see this hail back west? This is what we have to look forward to later tonight. Monster-sized hail. I mean, we're talking about hail the size of baseballs coming down on the southwest side of Oklahoma City. We're going to get more the northern cells rather than the southern cells. The northern cells may be just a touch weaker, but we've also got quarter-sized to golf ball-sized hail coming in now, eventually to Tulsa next. And then this line, this nasty line will march east. Once again, about 9 o'clock is when we've got to worry about it coming in for us in northwest Arkansas and portions of the River Valley too. But for now, we've got a tornado warning for Logan County. Get anything from the National Weather Service. No quite updates from there. All right, yeah, probably gonna be. All right, update. National Weather Service has just expired the tornado warning for Logan County. You guys in the control room, let's go ahead and return back to programming. We appreciate you guys staying live with us. We're gonna continue to provide updates throughout this evening. We're gonna go ahead and shut everything off, do a quick reset, and then we'll watch this storm for the rest of the time for Logan County. But the rest of Logan County, we've got some small hail, we've got some gusty winds, we've got some lightning coming in for us, but this rotation has really weakened. That's great news for us. Once again, this is the one that produced a tornado in Monroe earlier this afternoon. Our very own Jellison and our chief photographer, Luke, are on the way to Monroe to give us an update later this evening on the storm damage there, where we had probably about a medium-sized tornado touch the ground there in eastern LaFleur County. Of course, keep it here, Copiot Local, and as always, we'll keep you advised.